This conference will now be recorded.
All right, welcome everybody. We are talking about prepping for your holiday sales rush today. I'm Mark Horn, the CMO of PayVibe, formerly known as Daily Deal Builder. We finally gotten all of our publishers moved over to PayVibe, and we're pretty pumped about that. I'm joined with our CFO, Keith Holloway. He's going to chime in just a moment to talk about streamlining some operations. And what we're going to be going over today is really to get your subscribers and your audience ready and anxious to buy long before they're actually able to make a purchase and your promotions are available. We're going to look at the promo calendar. It seems crazy to talk about preparing for a holiday sales rush, but it is already September. And so getting these things set up in advance is going to be a wise thing. And as you'll see in just a second, there are various holidays that start in September that you can decide or not to decide to promote. We'll talk about some email warm-ups, streamlining our operations, executing various promo codes, special promotions, price decreases, and much more. So historically, and I've been in the deal industry about 12 years now, every time we look at numbers, hands down, November and December across the board are always our highest grossing months. And it's pretty much that way for all of our publishers, and even just e-commerce data as a whole, you look at that. Interestingly enough, this year, my expectations are that it should be even greater, simply because of COVID and the fact that many people don't want to go and sit in line on Black Friday, packed in like sardines to run into a place and get stuff when they're able to do their shopping on the internet. So I'm going to pass it to Keith for a quick talk about potentially streamlining your operations and having us take care of merchant payouts.
Yeah, thanks, Mark. Real quick, I'll be brief on this, but one idea that Mark had was with all the different, things going on in the world, short staffed, things like that. We wanted to let you all know that on your merchant payables, we are happy to do that for you. What we do is we set up a separate bank account so those funds can be sent in by you. We do those merchant payments for us based on the instructions you give us. Like on Mark's slide, some companies, they do 50-50 on the payouts. So the offer closes out in September. We'll do a run October 1st, and we'll pay out the first portion. Then 30 days later, pay out the second portion. But once again, that's based on the terms that you would like for us to do. We handle it with a simple amendment to your current MSA. We set up a separate escrow system, so your funds deposit into that bank, the accounts are paid out, and we send you a report of what's done. Very inexpensive, $250 activation fee, and we charge $199 a month to do that. So for those of you who have ever had to do that, which I get the pleasure of doing twice a month, sometimes it can kind of be a little, take a little time, take some manpower. So Mark had the idea of adding that to our publishers. I think it's a great idea, and we're happy to help you with that. Also happy, my email address is on there. Any questions after this meeting, if you have any questions, shoot them over to me and I'll be happy to answer them.
Awesome. Thanks, Keith. And
yes,
yeah,
sir.
I've spoken with quite a few of our publishers who are short-staffed at the moment. And so something like this, could potentially help out, as well as a lot of our multi-market publishers. Many of their markets are definitely short-staffed, and they've been, rather inactive. What some of our folks have done is they've gotten through corporate one or two people to essentially be the ones that input the deals and and click publish. And I'm happy to get somebody trained on that. Just let us know. But by doing that, it enables those publishers to push those markets that are inactive to simply just lock in a deal and then send over, the restaurant name, basic pricing info, and then they'll, from the corporate side, handle it from there. So if you are a multi-market operation and some of your markets are short-staffed, definitely reach out to us. And through, merch payouts, having us handle that for you and or getting, someone from your corporate team trained to actually input offers. It could save you guys time, money, and increase revenue across the board there for you. So we're going to look at the shared calendar. Now, how involved do you want to be and how often you want to promote additionally during these various holidays is entirely up to you. I've got a lot of these listed, on September 11th. Do you want to send out a promo code for Patriot Day? I don't know. That's entirely up to you. I do know from data and from looking at past campaigns that typically when our publishers promote various holidays and they use promo codes specifically for those holidays, they send out an extra email that all increases sales. And from every bit of data I've seen, unsubscribe rates don't increase with it. So some important ones that I personally like seeing our publishers do is the September equinox, moving into fall to celebrate that. In the past, I've seen some publishers update site backgrounds to reflect, fall. Halloween, that's definitely a big one as well. I've seen some of our publishers in the past run actual like Halloween sales and promotions, 24-hour Halloween spooky sales and things like that. Also updating email offer copy for that, and basically being able to see a spike from there. From here, election day. Oh goodness, I don't know if you want to do any promotions for that, but we'll see. Diwali, Thanksgiving, and then of course Black Friday and Cyber Monday. That's when the bulk of people really kicks off in the past, the holiday shopping season. However, we've seen past years, things usually start prior to Black Friday even, and it becomes, the entire month of November. I saw Amazon last year really starting to push their holiday sales like that. And with COVID and more people wanting to shop online, get ahead of it and don't be, afraid to set up something like 12 days of Christmas or 12 days leading up to Cyber Monday, 7 days leading up to Cyber Monday, and each day, promoting a different offer type or offer category in general. You have a merchant database built up already. And from what I've seen, many of our publishers have rather large lists of merchants. Many of them haven't ran offers in a long time. And so it might be wise for you to get a list of your merchants, send them an email to all of them and see, check in with them. How are things going during COVID? Are they crazy? Are you interested in running a promotion with us? And seeing about getting folks that, maybe haven't ran offers with you in a long time set up for the holiday season. So definitely setting stuff up for Cyber Monday, Black Friday, those are expected. Aside from that, definitely leading up to Christmas, you guys have the ability to sell, digital vouchers and the types of things that can be purchased Christmas morning for people and sent as a gift in an email or a printed out voucher. Without having to go and purchase something anywhere. It's a gift that can be purchased up to the last minute. And so don't be afraid to push those sorts of things and extra emails and whatnot on Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. So I'll send out the deck of this and outlining these various holidays and stuff, and just kind of sit down with your team and figure out, which ones that you want to celebrate, which ones that you want to promote. Again, I'm usually under the assumption that anytime you can have a reason to celebrate, anytime you can have a reason to send out an extra email with a cool promo code for a small % off your deal, it can be good for your customers, it can be good for you, it can be good for your merchants, good for everybody. So don't be afraid to load up your calendar. That in mind, that's usually what our publishers have done in the past, is set up some sort of Google shared calendar with their team where they outline each specific day's promotion, and essentially getting it planned out like that so everybody's on the same page. From here, depending upon your audience, a lot of our publishers, the audience is radio listeners. A lot of them is just through email subscribers, some of them through newspapers, some of them through TV. But it's always a great idea to set expectations early and prepare your audience for upcoming specials. Speaking of Amazon earlier, I always appreciate how they send out sample tastes of what their their Cyber Monday, their Black Friday deals are going to be in advance. I remember last year, my wife came to me a week before it and was like, "Oh, this is going to be on sale on Black Friday, so we better get it before it sells out." That sort of thing works, and people actually take note of that. So sending out offers and coming soon offers in advance. And in your site settings, you can set up, if you go to settings, site settings, and then account settings, you can set up to publish offers as coming soon in advance. Most of those are usually set to be published, 24 hours before they actually go live. But feel free to bump that up to a couple weeks, and if possible, to have these offers as coming soon, well in advance, can get people pumped about it. And then push and promote the fact how quantity's limited. They'll probably sell out fast, and get people excited. So the moment that these things do go live, you get a giant sales spike right then and there. Setting those expectations early is really appreciated from your customer standpoint. Another thing you can do is work on segmenting your email lists. Now, a lot of our publishers use different types of programs for sending emails. That in mind, though, to pull out and send more emails, but in particularly to make custom lists. So this way you can email smaller lists, probably will have a better delivery rate to more specific people who have purchased from this merchant type in the past, or this category. If you can export your top buyers, your most active email, people who open the emails the most, your inactive buyers, and you can set up unique campaigns for these people, and in particular do custom emails to really try and get them either re-engaged or to reward them for being, top buyers, for being some of your best customers. But by creating these lists, then under your marketing tab, under your email tab there, you can upload custom lists, and when you're queuing out an email, send them to those lists. For some of you who use other third-party systems like Second Street, you can actually get inside Second Street and do some segmentation that way. And I do highly recommend that. Also, checking out the tone of your emails. You can speak to the segmented list, but also you can speak to the various holidays that you're promoting and things of that nature. Mentioned earlier, every single time usually after the new year, we try and take a peek at data and on subscribe rates and things like that. And we speak to publishers and basically figure out how many times did you email more often during the holidays. And from everything we've seen, increasing your email frequency just yields more sales. And the unsubscribe rate is actually less, and people actually expect to be emailed more often. On things like Black Friday, Cyber Monday in particular, people just expect to open up their email and see tons of deals from all sorts of places. Well, you run a website that specializes in deals, so this would be your time to shine. You guys could be a shining example of a company that really sets it up and crushes it on, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and beyond. I've seen a lot of publishers that will get, custom theme designs created. I'm not sure how well that increases conversion rates, and I have absolutely no data on that, but I've always seen it in the past when it's done, and I always do appreciate it. Running on-air promotions, if you do radio stuff talking about the sale, what to expect, like I mentioned earlier, give a sneak peek by publishing those coming soon offers. If you've got anybody in your local geographic market, like a JV partner that would be willing to promote to their social media audience, or send an email out about your big holiday campaign, you've got the ability to input affiliates into your system. And with that, that's under marketing affiliates. You can get them added, and you can usually, what folks like is some sort of incentive. If you can convince a JV partner to promote to their big email list without giving an incentive, you've got to tell me what your secret is. But typically it's money. Money speaks. And so if you've got somebody in your market that has a giant Facebook page where they talk about everything to do and eat and see in your particular market that you're promoting in, reach out to them and offer them a commission if they'll do a post about your big sale. The goal is to keep your subscribers in suspense. so that there's still surprises when your big promotions do come. But there's something to be said about giving the sneak peeks and showing people those coming soon offers, because it does essentially make people realize, okay, these deals are going to be good. They're probably going to sell out, and it gets people making more decisive action there. I've seen some publishers create various explainer videos that talk about their 12 days of Christmas promotions that they're going to do. People creating memes and infographics to send out to their Instagram, to their Facebook people. I've never really used Pinterest, but I've seen some of our publishers promoting pens and using Pinterest, to promote these deals, as well as Facebook ads, tweets, LinkedIn ads, things like that. You can locate your top buyers. One thing you could do is let certain offers become available to them, a certain number of hours before your regular email goes out. By doing this, you can immediately get a jump on sales. You can reward your past buyers by making sure that they don't miss out on the opportunity to buy first. And I've seen some folks do that, and it has worked well for them. You can do things like creating offers and make them private, and then essentially split test. So send to 2 equally sized lists, 2 different private offers, and then take a peek at, sales. Maybe you could split test the offer title, the offer copy, the offer images, things like that. But by running split tests, I've used Google Website Optimizer in the past. That can really make a difference to increase conversions. If we're dealing with, a lot of sales, just increasing your conversion buy rate, by a small percentage of a point can dramatically increase your sales. So something to think about. Special promotions. A lot of our publishers just use promo codes. And so if you select marketing, promo codes, and then click the big green button that says add new promo code, you can easily set up a promo code. You choose, use promo code Black Friday at checkout for an additional $5 off or 5% off. And you can limit that to, the first X number of users, limit it for certain offer types. Those are usually looked out for people. At this point, people have become trained on various holidays to look out for promo codes and use those sorts of things. So using those religiously, in particular to celebrate the holidays, is a good idea. And it doesn't have to be a huge bump on your sales. You could limit it. Even just a small percentage off can really further entice people. Hey, I've got a promo code. I can not only get a deal on this, but I can get, an additional percentage off. It's always a good thing. Under your notifications tab, you could set up, specific banner ads that lead to either sales or highlight your various promotion codes that are currently running, things of that nature. I've seen some publishers that sell those notification spaces as, like banner space, and they tell the merchants how many clicks they get a month, and it's a flat fee. So just some ideas to keep in mind. During the holiday too, in the past, I've seen a lot of publishers run the hyper flash sales, things that just last an hour is usually around the hour. But if customers are aware in advance that, look, we're running a promotion, it's going live at 10 a.m. Eastern and it's done at 11 a.m. Eastern. There's only 100 available, and make it your goal to sell out these things, in the first 10 minutes, 20 minutes. We see a lot of our publishers do this sort of thing where, on Friday at 10 a.m., big promotion happens, a lot of traffic goes there. The deals are run for 24 hours, but more often than not, they sell out within the first hour. And it's always a pretty cool feeling to be able to do that. And if you set those expectations up in advance, you're really setting yourself up for success. You've got the ability when you're making an offer to show the quantity left. So be sure to use that feature. It's in the second step of offer creation. Use that feature if you're limiting your, the quantity. If somebody goes and sees that there's 12 left remaining, 11 left, 10 left, 9 left, that dramatically increases conversion rates. Likewise, if it's running on a time, if you've got 24 hours remaining, that's usually when I recommend to start the countdown timer and show, look, we've only got 24 hours remaining on this sales. on this promotion. As that number keeps getting closer to 0, typically conversion rates also increase. So use that feature as well right there. With your email copy, your mission's to win over the hearts and dollars of your subscribers through relatable email and offer copy. Potentially think about spending a little more time on your copy, as well as your emails and your offer descriptions. I kind of got into the deal industry. I was in college, and Woot.com, I always end up buying like random stuff I didn't need to, but it was essentially because their copy on their offers was so good. And I'd be sitting there in my dorm room, and my roommates and I would pull it up and be like, holy cow, this computer's 80% off somehow. And not only that, but read this hilarious copy that had us like dying laughing and buying things that we didn't need. So spend some time on that. The actual copy can really make a difference, as well as quality images. Put some energy into making sure that your images that you're using are great. Historically, when we look back at numbers, festivals, golf deals, concerts, events, and then higher priced travel and hotel offer types have always generated the most revenue for our publishers. Things have changed a bit the past, 4 or 5 months since COVID began. There's not really concerts and events like that. However, we're still seeing golf deals, in particular like golf card deals, things like that. Regular golf deals are great, and anything that can get people out of their house at the moment seems to be working, and into nature essentially. Like attendance in national parks is nearing all-time highs at the moment because people, they need to take their vacations. Most folks aren't hopping on planes and traveling, but people still need to get out and do things. So if you can line up offers to help people do that, get outside, things like golf deals are great for that. We're still seeing plenty of restaurant deals sell really well, farm deals, and then in particular like higher priced delivery services I'm seeing are selling out a lot. So if you can get an offer, with a price point $500 or greater, and it's a good deal, in this instance, 20 weeks of locally grown organic produce, you've got a limited quantity there, sell those things out. And if you're selling 100, at a higher priced item, that's a lot easier than to sell 10,000 $20 things. Health and wellness offers are still working great. So just kind of look into your merchant database, send out an email to them, figure out if there's some of your clients that you haven't worked with in a while. Check in on them, see how they're doing. You're in a unique position with your platform to be able to help them. We're seeing health and wellness offers still working, where applicable, travel deals, things like that, as well as home services and pet care offers. These are all things that I'm seeing across many of our publishers that are still selling, and more often than not, they're selling out. Again, going into adventure park and like recreation deals, those things are great, in particular in a post-COVID world where people like being outside, not around that many people. Automotive deals, Q4 should be your biggest quarter, all year, and just plan for it. Black Friday, Cyber Monday, just the entirety of the holiday sales is going to be done for the most part online this year from a lot of people. Now, I'm sure there's still going to be stores that are, opening up, but they're going to be having social distancing things in place and things like that. So we're not going to see the typical rush. So just really set it up, put some time and energy into planning out your promotion calendar, and essentially capitalizing on that. A lot of you usually stick with one offer type, prepaid deals, but just remember that you've got gift cards. You could set up an entirely new gift card section to just sell full priced items and full price gift cards to places. Gift cards are fantastic presents. And so if you create an offer, make sure you allow gifting, and, just hide the discount if you're selling a full price gift card, but you could set up an entire gift card section. You could set up for donations and auctions if you've got items that you want to auction off. If you need any help in setting those sorts of things up, just ping us, support@hcdesk.com. Coupons and free offers. If a business basically tells you, look, I just don't have the ability to discount my product or service at the moment. You don't have to end it right there. You do have the ability inside your platform to create a coupon. And so you can pull a Columbo close, and as you're hanging up, say, oh, wait, well, we do have this option where we can run a free offer. What about 10% off or 5% off? And then from there, the platform can track redemptions and downloads, and you can set it up. I've seen publishers do a very small fee for the amount of downloads and or a small fee for the amount of redemptions. In the past, I've seen one publisher do $1 per redemption of a coupon that they did. And they ended up pulling, I think, like $1,600 from just setting something up like that. And multi-merchant offers, this is where you can line up, say 10 restaurants in an area or 10 golf courses. And by setting that up, you can go with higher pricing. In the same train of thought, when you're creating an offer, you've got the ability to make it multi-increments. So if somebody does a purchase of one, rather than them getting just one voucher, you could set it up so they get 5 vouchers. So rather than having a restaurant say, pay $10 for $20 worth of food, make it 5 increments and say, pay $50 for $100 worth of food, and you're going to get 5 different vouchers valued at $20 each. Now, this is good for the business because the rate of redemption, it decreases over time. The rate of redemption on voucher number 1, let's on average say 75, 80%. Well, on voucher number 2, that drops. Voucher number 3 drops further. So basically, your merchants are able to keep more money. You get more money in the process because your average overall, ticket price is higher. So definitely think about multi-increments. It's really great to do, and I'm super surprised that I don't see more of our publishers doing that. There's one thing to keep in mind too, and that is an elephant in the room, Groupon. I've been getting reached out by quite a few larger chains in the past month who have ran deals with Groupon, and apparently Groupon in their market has changed their payout model to pay on redemption rather than pay on sale. So that means the merchants aren't getting paid until people actually redeem it. This is really upset a lot of their larger publishers. So if Groupon is operating in your market, it might be wise for you to make a list of those potential merchants and pop them over a quick email. From what I've seen, it's a pretty easy sale to be able to convince these people to move over. There's a lot of distaste in merchants' mouths at the moment for Groupon. So it could be an easy opportunity. These people have ran promotions, they run promotions, they know how it works, and you can come in and essentially say, look, we're not Groupon. We're not going to force you to do 50% off and pay you out on redemption and things like that. You could do pay on sale with them, be flexible with your pricing. And I think you'll find that you can lock in a bunch of new clients like that as well. So all that in mind, that's the end of my deck here. I've gotten a few questions that I've seen come through. Let me pull them up just to see if there's any specific ones that would be good for everybody. Where's the questions tab? As always, our support desk, support@hcdesk.com. We're always real quick in there, and our whole team is always in there helping out. So if there's anything in particular that you need help with, or if you want to have an individual call with me, a strategy call, kind of going over what your holiday plans are, just pop us an email. I love getting on the call with folks and talking strategy, talking ideas and things like that. So just ping me, let me know. So I'll give it 12 seconds. If you've got any questions, chat them in there real quick, and if not, I'm going to stop recording and I'll shoot this out to you. And I want to thank all of you for joining today. All right, take care.